Welcome to the honest review of the Jones Road Beauty Neutralizer Pencil. There are 5 things that I want you to know about this one before you buy, so stick around and let's get into it. 25 bucks. I'm going to take off what I have on right now under the eye, just so we can apply and talk about it. There are 9 shades available. I have the shade Light Peach. I purchased the face pencils. This was gifted to me because I've been reviewing more of the brand's products, I imagine. The ingredients list is almost identical to the face pencil, except there's titanium dioxide lower on the list with the neutralizing pencil. It's essentially a corrector version of the face pencil, which you could gather probably at this point because it's called a neutralizer. So you're trying to get rid of any dark spots, even out redness, things like that, but more so correcting color. It doesn't have the greens and the other things like other traditional correctors. I'll talk about some of the correctors that I've liked as well, so you can kind of pick and choose. We're going to dive right into ingredients here. I'm looking for transparency. I'm not a cosmetic chemist. I've just tried thousands of products and reviewed them over the last 7 years. All right, there we go. You have castor seed oil, you have some waxes in there, mica, synthetic mica, shea butter. All in all, it's transparent. I'm not seeing massive red flags or anything. The claim here is that this is a creamy but dense concealer corrector. Yeah, for sure. Creamy. Yes, it's in pencil form, so it's definitely a solid corrector. It does, with the warmth of your fingers, kind of like warm up and get a bit creamier and easier to work with. So normally I will prep my skin, not specifically under eye all the time, although I'm kind of moving in that direction. The brand does suggest putting on some eye cream. Of course, they sell an eye cream, so they'd be like, hey, put on our eye cream. I'm gonna use the Kjaer Weis eye cream. I'm still testing this out. I'm not saying this is my favorite one for this. I also have the Alpine Beauty Bright Eye with niacinamide. This is a little bit wetter of a formula, so I think it wouldn't work so well with a thicker, denser type of product on top of it. Usually I'd let it sit there for a minute and then go about applying this. The brand also says you can just apply it directly to the face. I ended up really liking putting this on my finger first, so I just kind of like barely circle around. And you can pick up quite a bit of product there. See? And then I press it into the inner corner where I usually see darkness. And look at that. Like I was impressed. And I kept looking back at the ingredients list because I don't remember the face pencil being like this. I think face pencil goes on everywhere, but this being a small pencil going into just a few places made more sense for me and how I apply makeup, which is pretty like lazily. So I find pressing this in with the finger as opposed to just drawing it on, you can do it. I just don't like to do that as much. Yeah, I just don't like the way that looks. You don't have as much of an even application. 5 out of 5, easy application for a pencil. Very impressed. Before I dive into coverage, if you like honest reviews and you want to keep seeing more of them, if you could take 2 seconds and hit that like button, it's the littlest thing on your side. It makes a huge difference over here, so thank you. Of course, I want to talk about the coverage. I'm going to build a little bit while I talk about that. So it's supposed to brighten and color correct darkness around the eyes. It's not greasy. It's not shiny. It's not matte. It just has a skin look to it. I think the prep really helps there. If you have oily skin under your eye, that might be even better for you because you're naturally already prepped, kind of. If you're looking for extra brightening, you can always use a face pencil. A lot of the pencils are marketed on that website to be used in pairs or more. Like it's supposed to be able to go with your pencils, then you do a little bit here and you use that color here and you use that color here. I think that sounds lovely, but at 25 bucks a pop, that can add up pretty quickly. If you're wanting this for brightening, light peach, maybe one of the lightest colors you can get. Maybe you can get fair or something and get more of a bright pop from it. I like less of a contrast under the eye when I'm doing it, so for me it worked out fine and it did provide coverage and it followed through on the claims. So I have a 4 out of 5 in front of me right now, but I really think I want to make that a 5 out of 5. Life change. Finish. This is where it lost me a little bit. Claim is it's formulated with a clear base, so there should be no chalky undertones. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing chalky undertones, but I'm looking at the finish. I'm seeing a little bit of creasing. I think you can work with the prep. You don't want to use too heavy of a product underneath. And while it does look nice, it's not melting in as well as some of the others that I've tried. If you have a corrector that you love, let us know in the comments. We would love to know. I'm seeing a little shifting, a little texture on top of the skin. It's very slight. I don't feel like it's as bad with this neutralizer pencil as it was with the face pencil for me. Maybe it's because I'm primarily just putting this under the eye. All in all, finish was okay. It wasn't the best. It got a 3 out of 5. The wear test coverage was there. The texture looked a little funky by the end of the day. It wasn't my favorite wear test. It wasn't the worst wear test, so 3 out of 5. It's about an 8-hour wear test that we're looking at right now. I saw a little bit of creasing. By the way, I did use a very, very light setting with the triangle puff. I see a little bit of fading in that inner corner, and then there was a little bit of texture as well right along here. That's also, I had my glasses on, but right around this area. I just want to set this just a little bit. You really don't need a lot because it's more of a dense formula. It can go against you if you overset, and then I saw more texture if I put too much powder. Also did a little bit of concealing around the ruddiness, right around the nose and that area. That happened to hold up really nicely. Other places on the face where I was correcting, good, but just under the eye can be a little bit tricky. That's the wear test. Total score here was a 16 out of 20. It won me over versus the face pencils. I was very surprised at the neutralizing that happened with this pencil. I'm gonna play with the finish a little bit and see. I think there's a way to work with it. It's really strong. It's just not perfection. I probably wouldn't put a concealer on top of it. And they mentioned that in the verbiage. They're saying you can conceal and correct. It's a combo platter sort of in one pencil. If you really, really want a workhorse and something super duper brightening, this might not be it. I do have another corrector that I can try on. It's from Fit Glow. It's been featured on Britt's Picks before, and it is a liquid corrector. Comes in a bunch of different shades, and this is in the shade Peach. It's their Correct Plus in Peach. So I'm just popping it underneath. Whoa, haphazard. But what's great about this is it's really hard to mess up. It's more expensive. Plastic packaging. It's not winning on all the fronts, but it is one of the better correctors that I have tried in terms of correction, but also concealing. It's sort of the multitasker. Some people do use them much differently. So you'll have a green corrector, and then that will do one thing, and then you put complexion product on top of it. It's usually in tandem with another product. These are the ones that I would use on their own. I barely work that into skin. It has the melt factor because it's liquid that for me Jones Road doesn't have. Now you could get that with Jones Road if you have oilier skin, maybe. That might be a deterrent, but this was just quick and easy. And then I do have the Exa corrector, which some of you have recommended to me. Do you guys like this one? I like it. It just feels more like a primer before I put concealer on. So I'm still testing that in the little test kitchen over here. So I just wanted to show you the opposite end of the spectrum. You have the Jones Road on this side, and then you have the Fit Glow on this side. Do you need it? I don't know, but this little guy is very impressive. I could see myself wanting a midday touch-up with this, but what do you think? Would you buy it? Have you bought it? What do you think about it? If you want to check out other products, I have them all listed on the back on the website, or you can check out playlists over here for concealers, or you can head over to my favorites. Out of the thousands I've tried, those are my absolute favorites I would buy again and again. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, hit the like if you haven't already, and I will see you right back here real soon. Bye.